Hi, I'm Coach Natalie Carey, and today I want to go over modifications for the elevated glute bridge. To show you what the traditional exercise is so that we know what we're modifying, you set yourself up onto your bench, shoulder blades are just above the edge of the bench, and then hands come out to the side. I also like to put my hands behind my head to support myself. You can choose whichever feels best for you. We're going to tuck our tail, and then you hinge your torso and your legs and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So you should be feeling this in glutes and hamstrings. If this is not an option for you, but you're okay with coming down to the floor, a classic bridge is great too. You're still gonna get that glute engagement. You might just not get a huge range of motion like you will on the bench. But the setup for this is you do a lower back press into the floor, so there's a small tuck in your tails, heels drive into the ground, and you lift up. And we're not trying to lift your hips up to the point where you get an arch in your back. That's not what we want. We just want you to extend so that the hips line up with the shoulders and the knees. So that's one option. Another option is to do a good morning. So feet come underneath your hips, hands can come onto your head or on your hips, whatever feels more comfortable. And then we hinge the hips back with a slight bend in the knee, and then squeeze the butt and the hamstring on the way up. So if you're trying to stay off the floor, this is a great alternative for you. When you're doing this, make sure that the chest stays out, back stays flat, and you're reaching those hips as far behind you as you can before you come back up. There's also a bunch of great modifications and replacement options on Tonal, so let's go over that now.
If you come across elevated glute bridge in one of your programs or workouts, you can switch out the movement with the movement replacement function if the coach is not doing the workout with you. That means that another coach is demonstrating the movement for you. So you click the arrow next to the name of the movement, and then all these different suggested options show up for what movements you can sub out instead of doing the elevated glute bridge. So you'll see we've got body weight movements, and then we also have movements that are on Tonal depending on whether you want to do this body weight or if you want it to be weighted. It might not have the exact same muscle engagement as the elevated glute bridge, but it'll be very similar. So for the elevated glute bridge, I definitely recommend using the pull through. That's a really good modification or substitution.
I'm Coach Natalie Carey. If you've got any questions, leave them in the